everyone, this is Ranger Rob and welcome to the Ranger Rob Country Living channel. Love to have you. We like to talk about homesteading and pigs and chickens and little things like that. And of course everybody does it a little different. And that's okay, but I did want to address, somebody asked me about the new 2.0 A-frame we built, and everybody does that different too. And somebody asked me, why'd we go 6 feet high? Well, on an A-frame, the reason I did it is I'm trying to be able to use this once in a while when I have 3 full-size sows in holding together. Just want to make sure I keep the fighting down, give them room to maneuver, because what happens is I can make this 5 foot high if I wanted to, but when you do that, that brings the walls in. And on a 5x5 when I say 5x5, it's each board here. I know this is a triangle. Anyway, those, when you get 2 sows in my regular ones, they can literally pick up and move this thing around because they're rubbing against the walls together and stuff. So I just wanted to have enough maneuverability for full-size sows to pig pile when they stay warm. I won't have that all the time. That's why I'll probably stay with a 5x5 in regular situations. And also, like, I have piglets I'm growing out for people that are have 2 pens that actually have 5 piglets in it, and when they start getting big enough, I want them to have enough room to maneuver in here too, because I am taking them to full size. So imagine trying to put 3 300-pound IPP pigs in here. I mean, they're fine in the smaller one, they will work, but I am trying to protect them and give them room and keep them from fighting a little bit too. So, because doing maneuvering to coddle up when they go to bed at night can get kind of cranky for a little bit. But it's amazing how pigs can be kind of cranky all day, but when it comes to nighttime and it's time to sleep for the night, they're all best friends and they're all coddled up together, and that's where the old pig pile saying comes in. But yeah, you could probably do a 6 across and a 5 high, but just remember that brings the walls in a little bit. So that was my thinking. But like I said, this is 2.0. I may have to make it 3.0. Maybe it'll be 6 across and 5 high. Who knows? But yeah, this is just something I want to try out. Once again, I have not finished this. I've got to put the protection pieces on here to protect this fiberglass, and I still got to finish up putting the roof nails in. We've had snow, been busy, all kinds of projects going on. We had a podcast last night, went really good. So yeah, but I love the feedback. Thank you very much. So anyway, guys, that's why. If you have any more questions about the A-frame, I still got to I have a piece right here, the part on the top too, to keep it from leaking at the top. Anyway, almost done. Just it's not one of those projects that have to be in a big hurry. We just had a good piece of weather to build this when we did, and so we did. We still got another farrow house to build, and yeah, I may have to build another one of these too to accommodate the piglets that are now getting much bigger. So anyway, guys, let's move on. I gotta go feed the pigs right now. It's definitely cold out here, so yeah, I'm a Homestead weenie. It's like, it's just, I don't know, I mean, the cold's okay, and it's, as long as you're dressed right and stuff, but I definitely don't spend as much time outside as I do during nicer weather. But yeah, lots of things to do. So let me go fight the water and go fight, making sure all these piggies are comfy, because they are big babies. So yeah, anyway, let me move on. All right guys, as I'm freezing to death, just fed all the pigs, but I wanted to show you how big an IPP sow can get. I bet you both of my girls are over 300. So the A-frame you see in the background is a 5x5, and they both can fit in there, but it's not unusual for me to find them kicking that A-frame around, because when they both get in there, they're pushing against the sides and stuff. So I'm just thinking, with a third sow, if I have to put 3 of them together, I really want to have an A-frame that would fit them well, and their bodies wouldn't push against the sides so hard. And it's really important you have strong 1x6s for cross beams for the roof. There's other ways to do it to stiffen it, but it makes it heavier. Anyway, so these are working good, but for, like I said, 3 full-size sows, which is a problem that will come up later, because these are my sows here, and I got the new one, Annie, that I got from Steve Sparks, will eventually be much bigger, and when I need to separate my sows from Sparky, I may need to use the new 6x6. So anyway, that's the rationality. So yeah, piggies are happy. I've been finding putting their food on the ground, just like this. I have less fighting. I never see any waste, and I just know that all 5 pigs are all getting fed well, and they don't seem to mind. So I haven't been putting them in bowls because I want to make sure all 5 get their nutrition, because you always got one more dominant pig than the others. Same thing with the little piglets. They're not piglets anymore. Over here too, I do the same thing. Instead of using their bowls, I separate it, and that way I'm assured that all the pigs are getting fed and I don't have a dominance problem. So yeah, boy, it's cold out here. Alright guys, well, it's a little later in the day, and I just caught a video from Goldshaw Farms, which I really appreciate. Morgan has a very large channel, and he's approachable, and he was on our podcast not too long ago, and every once in a while says hello, and he is the only one of the bigger channels that we deal with that does that, and in my opinion, he's always going to stay high on my chick list for a really good channel. Like, for example, our channel, we're not as big, but we try our best to share the wealth, you might say, or recognize other channels and work with them. And although we're probably not as big an influence as, say, Goldshaw Farms would be, he still keeps that atmosphere, and that's really appreciated and highly respected. One of the things he was doing a video on was automation, and I got to thinking, it's like, oh, I'll never be that automated or have to worry about that. And then I got to thinking, wait a minute, I guess I already am. I mean, I did like little things. I'm here at the pump house right now. I don't know if you want to call it automation, but we have power grid switches on our well and on our house where we can go off grid and pump in our own power. I guess that's kind of an automation. Another thing is in the pump house here is you guys may not have seen our pump house before. This okay, the guy that does our I haven't been in here for a while, but this is our automated watering system for the property. So you wonder how I keep all my grasses really green and stuff, and all that is we have a built-in watering system throughout the property, not outside of in the pig area, that is not automated. And there's times I wish I had that. the old saying is, oh yeah, all you need is money. But do I have some automated systems? I got to thinking, I guess I do. Never really thought about it. His subject on his video was how to be more efficient in your property as you grow your endeavor. And another one is, I'm not going to go in there because my greenhouse looks terrible, but the greenhouse, you know, we could do 100% hydroponics in there, and all that is other than the water, which I could when I have to make the solution for the hydroponics. The problem is in the summer when they start really drinking liquid, then I have to go in there and manually fill the tanks, and I could make that more efficient. But like the Dutch bucket systems, they go off every 15 minutes 6 or 7 times in a 24-hour period, and that's all. And that's not something I'm going to go out and do manually all the time. So I have mechanical timers out there that turn the water off and on and turns on the pumps, and so I guess that would be automated. And of course, since I've got this automated watering system here, I tied it into the big conventional garden that we built this year, and it gets watered automatically along with our grass and stuff like that. So yeah, I bet you we have an 1.5 to 2 acres worth of grass that we grow. And so yeah, and luckily we have our own well, so and we only water in the nighttime, so our system's off. We're not watering at all right now. Another thing, so anyway, we water at nighttime to make sure that we're efficiently getting water to our plants and grass. The other thing we have here is, you guys have often seen our pond right here, and you wonder, well, how does it stay full all the time? And it has an automatic water thing similar to watering trough, and that's whenever our pond gets low on water or starts shooting out the back or something, it'll refill itself. So yeah, pretty simple system. So yeah, that's pretty automated. The other thing, here, I'll go down here. I haven't shown you this one, but we also use security cameras throughout the property to kind of check on the animals and the status of the weather and things like that, or looking for predators in the property, as you saw when we did the bobcat. But we have security cameras, like we got one right here, throughout the property, and we run 8 cameras total. There are systems that I could run more, but every camera we have has to get power. So you imagine how many power cords I got laying around this property. So yeah, I guess I never really thought about it, but I guess I am semi-automated, and there's a lot of other things. So Sherry and I are always talking about the things that really irritate the heck out of us, like trying to get water to the pigs. What if we want to go on go somewhere for 2 days or a weekend somewhere? Could I automatically feed all my animals while we're gone? The answer to that right now is no. But that can change. So anyway, once again, Morgan, thank you for a great idea. Really made me think about a few things that we could do here to improve our processes, and the solution to some of that will be automation. Alright guys, so one more thing I want to address on this video, and it's about pigs, and especially about boars. And I was watching the hauler Homestead, and he was butchering one of his boars. Now, for those of you that aren't aware of it, is all of our feeders, which are pigs we're going to eat, if they're male, and there's Sparky right there, if they're male, they're typically castrated. Reason being is they'll use the terminology, and there's some other terminologies, hi guy, that their meat would be tainted. Why? Is because a boar that's not castrated has got all of its hormones, it's got all of its like, and so Sparky gets riled up. They tend to drool a little more, they'll put off a smell, and what stimulates that, I know you're the coolest boar. What stimulates that is obviously females. So one of the main things in our property here is our wind is always going away from the our females. They're over there. So sometimes when you see me take pictures of Sparky, he's drooling a lot and stuff, and I think that's the boyhood in him. And what are you doing? Hi, baby. Anyway, but he's a boar, and I've been telling you, I've been learning a lot about a boar. I love my boar. He's a great boar, but he's a boar. So as long as I'm on this side of the fence, everything's cool, and if I have to go inside this fence, I better be darn careful. And because he's a big boy and he acts like that, and he does have his hormones in him that stimulates him to do things that boars do. But anyway, the point is they butchered a boar that was older, that has been through the cycles and stuff, and he didn't want to waste it, because a lot of times, like what we would do with someone like Sparky, would people will say, well, when his time's done, which is 5 or 6 years, when you have him, when he's done and you want to move him on, you'll terminate him, and then a lot of people say add him to a compost pile, because the meat's just too tainted and wouldn't taste good. And haulers are saying, well, that's not necessarily true. If you keep your boar away from your sows, and he's not getting stimulated, then those chemicals and stuff are not going through his body. And they butchered their pig that was a full-blown boar, and they so far have noticed that the meat tastes just like normal meat, and tasted just fine. So that'll be something I'll be doing research on. So on this video, in the comments below, if you've raised pigs and stuff, would you eat the meat of a normal boar that's several years old, or would you compost them? And some people, I've never seen him do that before. He's eating ice. Huh. That's good to know. He's got water, but you're a goofball. You got your ice, huh? I didn't know you liked ice. Yeah, that's your dogs. So anyway, good to know. Interesting information. Would you butcher a full-born boar after several years and put him in your freezer? Or would you just compost him, or turn him to what they call chicken feed, is what the haulers called it. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm kind of glad to hear that. Nobody likes to waste, and we certainly don't want to waste a life. So whether we actually put it in the freezer for eating, or whether we decide to compost them or turn them into chicken feed, but I don't like to give that kind of food to my chickens, is a decision we'll have to make down the road. But have you had that situation Are you, do you have a opinion or experience dealing with meat from a boar that's not been castrated? Guess it wouldn't be a boar. Well, I guess it would still be a boar. Anyway, I don't know. So that's kind of good to know. But I sure like to do more research on it, because some breeders, they're just avid about the fact that you don't want to eat a meat from a boar that you didn't castrate. And I'd like to hear more about that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap the video up here. Please leave your comments below. Please take the time to like and subscribe. Sharing our videos would really help. And until next time, we'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye now.
Our videos are made possible by RangerRob Poopy Bags, available at Amazon right now. Thank you very much for watching our video. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. Thanks.